on government decision-making and leadership.
Thank you, Speaker. Yes, I rise this morning to speak about government decision-making and leadership, and off the back of question time this morning, off the back of public presentation of this government over recent weeks and months, it's a real concern, not just for the people on this side of the House, but concern for Tasmanians, particularly Tasmanians living in regional Tasmania, the lack of leadership and the crazy way that decisions are being made by this government. And you've got to ask, off the back of question time this morning, ministers appear not to be in control of their portfolios, and for the people that they represent, that's a real concern. This morning, the member of the Minister for Primary Industries not able to clarify that he, in fact, is making critical decisions in his portfolio area. When the Premier speaks of consultation, of working with others, it all sounds very warm and friendly, but when a government, and governments are meant to govern, they go into consultation, they make a decision and they publicly release terms of reference for a review, then that is the government making a decision based on consultation. And then if all it takes is for the Leader of the Greens to pick up the phone and call the Premier and say, you know what, I don't like it, and then he jumps immediately and changes those terms of review critically, then that is not okay. And what it signals to the balance of Tasmanians is no one here is safe. Yes, consultation is important, but if off the whim of someone who doesn't like something, they pick up the phone and the Premier jumps immediately, overstepping his ministers, then Tasmanians have a right to be concerned. Tasmanians, whether they be in the greyhound industry, the amazing families that for generations have lived and breathed that industry, they are at risk here by this Premier. The people and the workers of the salmon industry are at risk by this Premier. I know that there are other ministers that are being leapfrogged in their responsibility, where the Minister for Energy can't stand up for energy users in his own electorate, where the Minister for Industry is so childish in the way he plays games with the livelihoods of families at Liberty Bell Bay and Bell Bay Aluminium. It is no wonder that the Premier feels like he has to stand up. But if this government doesn't have ministers with the capability to deliver in their portfolio areas, then Tasmanians are concerned and at risk. Governments are meant to govern. We know that the protest parties will just protest. We know that they don't actually want to work for positive outcomes for Tasmanians. We know that where they come to this place and they say they want to work cooperatively, that is not actually their reason for being. This government needs to stand up and be strong. But when it's a Liberal Greens government, we know that it's actually the tail wagging the dog here, and then they're not able to be strong and stand up. On this side of the House, we want to work hard for Tasmanians. We are going to outwork this government. We are going to outthink this government. We are going to out-connect with Tasmanians as opposed to this government. We are out each and every day in our community talking to the Tasmanians that are being undermined by the lack of leadership and the lack of quality decisions by this government. Just recently on a trip to Canberra, I had the absolute delight to speak to a visiting school group that were visiting Canberra. Young people from the Strawn Primary School, collectively they're 4, 5s and 6s up in Canberra, learning about good leadership and good decision making. And they were led by Parent Help from Salty from the West Coast, a salmon worker from Tasmania. We know that the undermining of the salmon industry in Tasmania, the undermining of greyhounds, the undermining of forestry, of mining, of renewables, of agriculture in Tasmania is absolutely on the list next by this government, who can't stand up and be strong. But what it means is for people like Salty and his family, like his co-workers and the young kids at the Strawn Primary School, if regional communities are at risk, if our traditional industries, if our productive industries are at risk, those primary schools won't have a future. Those families in those communities won't have a future. It will impact health services. It will impact the delivery of basic services like the supermarkets, the takeaways, the pubs. Real communities, real families across regional Tasmania are on notice and at risk by this government. There is not quality decision making. There is not strong leadership. We know that minister on minister on minister are having their responsibilities taken away from them, and decisions are being made by the Premier off the back of a phone call. How high do you want me to jump? I'm just going to do it, in response to the Leader of the Greens, Peter George, and other members from the protest parties on this crossbench. Tasmanian Labor, stand with the community, stand with families, stand with workers right across Tasmania, whether it be the workers at Liberty Bell Bay, whether it be the workers at Bell Bay Aluminium that need ministers to be strong and to stand up not just to their own Premier but to stand up to the government business enterprises of Tasmania. Someone needs to take control here, someone needs to be a leader, someone needs to be standing strong and make sure that they're backing in people in regional Tasmania.
Honourable members, time is